a glacier, huge, massive glacier, which you can kind of see way over there off in the distance, kind of destroyed one of the edges and filled it up. And so now it's basically a lake with these little icebergs that have broken off into it over the years. So pretty cool experience. And at the moment, we have this whole place completely to ourselves, which blows my mind. But what I wanted to talk to you about today, something a little bit reminiscent of these icebergs, is you're probably aware of icebergs. They say only about 10% of icebergs are visible above the surface of the water. Majority of the iceberg lives below the water. And humans are very much the same way. So I guess we could kind of pretend that all these little hundreds of icebergs out there could represent, your business or yourself. And we have a concept with an action coach we call the identity iceberg. And that means that the part of what's visible to other people about you, about your success, is the results that you get. Other people who don't even know you can probably see, they can see the actions you take, they can see your behaviors, they can see the results you get, but they can't see the 90% of what got you there, how you got those results. So the first thing that lies just below the surface of the water, fix my hair here, is your skill set. Your skill set is the first thing below the surface of the water. It's not visible to most people. They don't know the skills that you have that led to the actions that you take and the results that you get. Now, people who are close to you, maybe they're close enough where they can see just below the surface of the water, but people who see you from a distance can't see that. But what underlies your skill set, even deeper than that, is your beliefs. As President Ford said, if you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. So the beliefs that you have about what you're capable of, about what's possible, about how things work, about other people, about society, about the economy, no matter what those beliefs are, you hold them to be true. They may or may not be true, but you hold them to be true, so you develop skills accordingly. But what underlies your belief system are your values. Now, values are neutral. No one person's values are better than another, but you can see how, let's say if somebody who most highly values freedom would probably develop a different belief system and a different skill set than somebody who most highly values security. So freedom and security, both good values, but it leads people to believe different things, to develop different skill sets, to take different actions, and to get different results. So if you don't like the results that you get, maybe you need to look a little bit deeper in the iceberg. Is there a skill set that you're missing? Is there a belief that you have that's maybe not serving you well, and you've anchored it to a value that even though the value might be good and great, you've anchored these funky beliefs to it that you need to let go of or alter. But there's one thing deeper than the value system, and that's your identity. Your actual true identity, which is what you believe you are. If you, whatever follows the words I am, or whatever follows the words I'm not. And that's deep stuff. That's stuff that probably even people who are closest to you might not really know that internal dialogue that goes on inside. And you might be saying things to yourself that you would never say to another human being because perhaps they're awful and mean, or perhaps some of them are positive and wonderful. And maybe if you're like most humans, you probably have a combination of both. So in order to really change the results that you get in your business and in your life, you might need to look down deeper in the iceberg and evaluate, is there something in my identity, that's something that I've anchored to that I need to reprogram? Or is there a belief system that's not serving me well? Is there a skill set that's missing? And the way to change your iceberg, to reshape it to get different results, is controlled by the environment. If you were to take any one of these out here, airlift it and drop it off the coast of San Diego where I live, you have a different kind of iceberg in a very short amount of time. So your environment is critical. Your intake, what you read, what you watch, what you listen to, your associations, your affirmations, what you say when you talk to yourself, that all reshapes your iceberg. And look how powerful this is. From what went from a volcano, this beautiful lake with icebergs, that's how powerful this can be when you understand the concept and how to reprogram yourself, reshape your identity, reshape your iceberg so that you can get different results. Thanks for watching.